Even with the cloud cover that we have over Television City, it was nice that sun, once it got up there, able to burn that fog off quickly. I know this morning was a little bit of a mess getting to and fro every place as that fog was very widespread. Luckily, we'll be a little bit better by the time we get through tomorrow. While we're still expecting high humidity, should not have the pea soup like what we had today. Let's talk about our current conditions and where we currently, the computer's like, no, Michael, I want to talk 7-day forecast. I'm like, no, computer, you know what we're going to do? We're going to talk current conditions. I'll get to your 7-day forecast. She's a fickle mistress. What can I say? Her and I go back and forth all morning long. 72 degrees is where we stand. That wind shifting now coming in from the west. Won't be blustery though. We'll just go 5 to 10 miles today. Humidity is going to sink down to about 50%, so that will be delightful here by the time we get to about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. With that being said, I tell you what, that sunshine is going to take effect, especially when we talk about the southern and western portions of the 4 states, because that's where we're already seeing mid to high 70s. Check out the 78 being thrown up in Sedan and 77 in Independence, a far cry from the 68 where we're still holding on to in Stockton. And even though the eastern portion of the 4 states was warmer than the west this morning, really, it was that cloud cover once the sun came up. And so when we talk about that 24-hour temperature change, look at that. 10 degrees warmer in Aurora, 8 degrees warmer in Cassville. Now, that's not to say that we don't have our places in southeast Kansas that don't have a nice jump up as well, because while yesterday was overcast, we see Girard, Fort Scott, and Iola ranging anywhere from 6 to 8 degrees warmer than yesterday as well, though Chanute in there. And I love Chanute. I love the Almond family. They're wonderful out there in Chanute. Nationally speaking, jet stream, instead of that swirling counterclockwise motion, we've now got it pushing everything on the east side of the Mississippi. But what we need to talk about is dangerous conditions that have already become fatal in portions of Alabama. 13 inches of rain have already fallen in those places that we're seeing right now under flash flood warnings, with the flood warnings that extend from Alabama into Georgia. Alabama is considered right now, according to the Associated Press, a muddy floodwater swamp. That is the exact words that the writer used when writing the story. They have 4 people that have now died in the torrential flooding that they've had, and it's not going to get better anytime soon, because sitting off the coast of the Carolinas, that tropical system that never did become a named storm, but at the same point in time, it is going to drop a ton of rain. And so even though we don't see it affecting portions of whether it be Alabama or Georgia right now, as this thing continues to move inland, it's going to stall out that current system that's now over them. So that rain will continue to fall all the way into the weekend. Let's revert back home, talk about our weather conditions for not only today, but let's go ahead and push into the weekend, because while we get up into the low 80s today, we got some heat that's about to come out. Tomorrow morning, going to be absolutely delightful. I don't know how many even high 50s we'll see. We'll see an occasional one every now and then. But as we approach sunrise, I think we've got a good chance of everybody sticking in the 60s. And then as we push into Friday afternoon, that's where we're raising up into the high 80s, if not 90s. And for a high school football kickoff, it is going to be a warm one out there. Still hanging on to some 80s, especially out west, where it could be as warm as 85 at kickoff time. And then on Saturday, no, we're not slowing down. Now, here's the key thing on Saturday. At Joplin Regional Airport, we're going to have to get up to 94 in Chanute. We're not going to quite make it up to there. But Saturday afternoon, right in that time period right there, if we get up to 93 degrees, which it's not out of the realm of possibility, we will go ahead and break the record that'll date back for October the 9th to 1980. So Tanya, let's hope we don't have to break out Record Watch 2021 here.
No.
In the next 48 hours.
No, we're not breaking any records. We're gonna stay mild. Saturday's gonna drop back into the 80s.
Thunderstorm Sunday is gonna cool us down to mild October temperatures for next week. Don't tell Tanya. You and me.
I like that part. That's fine, I can handle that.
That was between me and the audience.
It's not gonna be hot. I'm not gonna let it. I have a conversation yet to have today with Mother Nature. And we're going to be discussing you.
Oh, tell her I got the dishes done.
That's good. All right, thanks, Michael.